The Walt Disney Company, a strategic marketing response to COVID-19 and beyond.
When people hear Disney, they often immediately think of Walt Disney World or Disneyland, but the Walt Disney Company is much broader. During the period surrounding COVID-19, Disney operated across media networks, studio entertainment, direct-to-consumer streaming, parks and resorts, cruises, consumer products, retail, and licensing. From a marketing perspective, this broad portfolio is important because it demonstrates Disney's product strategy and brand equity. Disney is not simply selling individual products. Its intellectual properties, including Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars, can create value across movies, streaming, merchandise, travel, and physical experiences. This also gives Disney opportunities for market segmentation, since a family planning a Disney vacation, a Marvel fan streaming a new series, and a sports fan watching ESPN may represent very different target markets. Disney's ability to connect these businesses also supports relationship marketing. A consumer's relationship with Disney can continue across different products and stages of life rather than ending one after purchase. That interconnected business model became especially important during COVID-19 because when Disney could no longer deliver value through some of its traditional physical channels, it still had other ways to maintain relationships with consumers. COVID-19 created an unprecedented challenge because it disrupted many of the ways Disney traditionally created and delivered value. Parks and resorts closed or operated at a reduced capacity. Cruise sailings and guided tours were suspended. Theatrical releases were delayed or canceled. Retail locations closed, and film, television, and sports production was disrupted. Disney estimated that COVID-19 had an approximately $7.4 billion adverse impact on segment operating income across its businesses during fiscal year 2020. This is where several concepts from our marketing course became especially important. First is the external marketing environment. COVID-19 was an external force Disney could not control, but marketing managers still had to understand how that force was changing the marketplace and respond accordingly. COVID also dramatically affected consumer behavior. Safety concerns, travel restrictions, economic uncertainty, and changing attitudes towards large gatherings affected whether consumers were willing or able to participate in Disney's traditional experiences. Even after parks began reopening, concerns about rising COVID cases continued to influence theme park attendance. That created a much larger marketing challenge than simply reopening Disney's businesses. Disney had to reconsider its marketing mix. The company had to determine which products and experiences it could offer, how consumers could safely access them, what information needed to be communicated, and how to maintain the perceived value of Disney experiences when customers faced additional restrictions and uncertainty. Disney's customers didn't suddenly stop valuing entertainment, storytelling, family connection, or memorable experiences. What changed was the environment surrounding those benefits. Consumers now had additional concerns about safety, crowds, travel, physical contact, flexibility, and uncertainty. This connects directly to the customer value equation we've studied throughout this course. Customer value considers the benefits consumers receive compared with the price and hassle associated with obtaining those benefits. COVID dramatically increased the potential hassle and perceived risk associated with many of Disney's experiences. Disney therefore needed to find ways to preserve the benefits customers associated with its brand while reducing those new sources of hassle. Research on Disney's parks and resorts fans also showed why maintaining the relationship mattered. Harvard, etc. 2022 examined how highly identified Disney fans responded when access to parks and resorts was suddenly unavailable during COVID-19. Their research illustrates that for some consumers, Disney represents more than a transactional purchase. There can be a meaningful social and emotional connection to the brand. That makes relationship marketing and brand equity especially relevant. Disney needed to maintain those emotional relationships even when consumers couldn't necessarily visit a park, take a cruise, see a theatrical release, or interact with the company in ways they normally would. This is also where Disney's established service philosophy from Be Our Guest becomes relevant. Disney Institute and Kinney 2011 emphasized the intentional design of the customer experience. During COVID, Disney faced the challenge of redesigning that experience without losing the emotional qualities consumers associated with the brand. Disney's response demonstrates something we've discussed throughout this course. Effective marketing begins with understanding changing customer needs and adapting the marketing strategy accordingly. Safety measures address perceived risk and customer value by helping consumers feel more comfortable returning to physical experiences. Contactless payments, mobile ordering, digital tickets, and mobile check-in address convenience and hassle, making technology an important part of Disney's service offerings. Disney's reservation and capacity management systems also changed how the company managed place or the delivery of its experiences. Disney also changed its promotion strategy. Early communications needed to provide clear information about safety requirements, operating procedures, and what guests should expect. As conditions improved, messaging could gradually shift back towards attractions, experiences, and the emotional benefits associated with Disney. Perhaps the most significant company-wide change involved distribution. Disney reported accelerating its direct-to-consumer strategy during this period. Disney Plus and other digital channels allowed the company to continue delivering entertainment directly to consumers when many physical distribution channels were disrupted. Disney's 2020 Corporate Social Responsibility Report also describes initiatives such as Disney Magic Moments, which provided consumers at home with stories, games, educational activities, characters, and virtual experiences. From a marketing standpoint, this is an excellent example of product adaptation and relationship marketing. Disney wasn't simply trying to generate an immediate transaction. It was maintaining engagement with consumers and continuing to deliver value when traditional Disney experiences were unavailable. Disney did not simply respond to COVID-19 by reopening its businesses. It adapted its marketing mix to changes in consumer behavior, accelerated digital distribution, reduced customer hassle, and found new ways to maintain relationships with consumers. The question for Disney now is how to build on those changes to create even greater customer value in the future.
Disney does not market one product to one customer. Its broad audience makes market segmentation and target marketing especially important, allowing Disney to create different forms of value across its connected portfolio of brands and experiences. For example, families may value characters, family entertainment, merchandise, and vacations, while Gen Z and millennials may engage more through streaming, social media, gaming, Marvel, or Star Wars. Disney also benefits from highly loyal fans and repeat customers. Research by Harvard et al. 2022 found strong emotional and social connections among Disney Parks and Resorts fans, illustrating the company's brand equity and the importance of relationship marketing. COVID-19 further changed customer behavior, adding safety, flexibility, digital access, and trust to the benefits consumers considered important. Disney, therefore, had to adapt its marketing mix as the needs of its target markets changed. Ultimately, customer value differs by segment. A Disney Plus subscriber may value convenient access to content. A family booking a Disney cruise may prioritize service and flexibility, and a Marvel fan may value exclusive content and immersive experiences. Disney's challenge is to understand what each segment values and design its offerings accordingly.
One of the most significant long-term effects of COVID-19 was that it accelerated changes already taking place in how consumers accessed entertainment and interacted with brands. Disney's 2020 reporting specifically identified accelerating its direct-to-consumer strategy as a strategic priority. From a marketing perspective, this represented more than a change in distribution. It gave Disney greater opportunities to develop direct relationships with consumers, learn more about their preferences, and continue engaging them beyond individual movie, vacation, or purchase. The shift also created greater opportunities for relationship marketing. Instead of interacting with a customer primarily when that person purchased a movie ticket, visited a park, or bought merchandise, Disney could maintain an ongoing relationship through streaming, digital content, social media, experiences, and other touchpoints. This is particularly valuable for a company with Disney's strong brand equity, because one consumer relationship can extend across multiple products and businesses for many years. Disney's current strategy provides evidence that this evolution is continuing. In August of 2026, Disney announced a new agreement with TikTok that will bring curated creator content to Disney Plus and allow participating creators to work with intellectual property from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, FX, and other brands. Disney also cited research indicating that nearly half of surveyed viewers went on to watch a movie or television program after discovering entertainment content on TikTok. That is a great example of integrated marketing communications and changing consumer behavior. Consumers increasingly discover entertainment through social platforms rather than through traditional advertising alone. Disney is responding by connecting social discovery, creator content, streaming, and its established brands rather than treating those channels independently. It also illustrates one evolution in the consumer's role. Traditional marketing largely positioned consumers as audiences receiving Disney-created messages. Social platforms increasingly allow consumers to become participants, creators, advocates, and members of brand communities. For Disney, that creates opportunities to deepen emotional engagement and strengthen relationships with highly involved customer segments. Recommendation 1. Omnichannel immersion and IP extraction. Disney's response to COVID-19 accelerated its movement toward direct-to-consumer digital platforms. When physical experiences were disrupted, Disney Plus and initiatives such as Disney Magic Moments allowed Disney to continue engaging consumers through its stories and characters. Our recommendation builds upon that evolution by using Disney's intellectual property across physical and digital channels to create more immersive, interactive experiences. From a marketing perspective, this recommendation connects strongly to the marketing mix, particularly product, place, and promotion. The AR experience becomes an augmented component of the existing Disney product by adding digital interaction to a physical experience. Place expands beyond a physical attraction because consumers interact with Disney through a mobile platform, while promotion can connect the experience to relevant characters, stories, merchandise, and other Disney offerings. It also supports relationship marketing and brand equity. Rather than interacting with a Disney character or story through one product, consumers can continue that relationship across streaming, physical experiences, merchandise, and digital interactions. Disney's extensive intellectual property gives it a significant competitive advantage because competitors cannot easily duplicate the emotional connections consumers already have with Disney, Pixar, Marvel, or Star Wars characters and stories. Most importantly, the recommendation creates customer value by increasing the benefits consumers receive from an existing Disney experience. The AR Quest adds entertainment, discovery, personalization, and interaction without requiring Disney to create an entirely new physical attraction. Connecting participation with merchandise also creates an opportunity for Disney to convert increased engagement into additional revenue. Our second recommendation focuses on expanding Disney's sustainable production practices through technologies such as virtual sound stages and energy-efficient LED production. Many consumers value environmentally responsible companies, and highlighting these efforts can strengthen Disney's brand image while supporting products like the environmentally friendly Planet Savers concept discussed in marketing examples. COVID-19 accelerated the use of technologies that allowed entertainment production to continue despite travel restrictions and location limitations. Our recommendation is to build upon those capabilities as part of Disney's longer-term sustainability and brand strategy. The marketing connection comes through consumer behavior, brand equity, and ethical marketing. Consumers increasingly consider more than the functional qualities of products when evaluating companies. Corporate behavior, sustainability, transparency, and social responsibility can influence how customers perceive a brand. Disney can therefore use responsible production practices not only to reduce costs, but also to reinforce what Disney brand represents to consumers. This also relates directly to consumer value. Sustainable production does not necessarily require consumers to sacrifice the entertainment benefits they expect from Disney. If Disney can maintain or improve production quality while reducing unnecessary travel, energy consumption, physical sets construction, and waste, it can create operational efficiencies without reducing the benefits delivered to consumers. There is also an important promotion consideration. Disney should communicate legitimate environmental achievements clearly and accurately rather than simply presenting sustainability as a promotional claim. This connects directly to the ethical responsibilities marketers have when communicating with consumers. Credible sustainability initiatives can strengthen brand equity, while exaggerated or unsupported environmental claims could damage consumer trust. Our third recommendation is to use corporate goodwill as a retention strategy. Disney's response during COVID-19 demonstrated corporate goodwill through employee support and community assistance. Our recommendation builds on that approach by expanding digital wellness resources for cast members, recognizing that people delivering Disney's experiences are an important part of the Disney brand. Although employee wellness may initially appear to be a human resources issue rather than a marketing issue, it is particularly relevant in services marketing. Services are different from physical goods because employees often participate directly in creating and delivering the customer experience. At Disney parks, resorts, cruises, retail environments, and other guest-facing businesses, cast members become part of the service consumers are evaluating. This creates a direct connection to customer satisfaction and relationship marketing. Disney can design extraordinary attractions, hotels, and entertainment, but an interaction with a cast member can significantly influence how a customer evaluates the overall experience. Supporting employee well-being can therefore help Disney maintain the consistent service experience customers associate with the brand. This also connects with brand equity and ethical marketing. Consumers increasingly have access to information about how companies treat employees and communities. Responsible corporate behavior can strengthen trust and goodwill, while inconsistency between a company's public brand promise and internal practices can weaken it. Disney's service model depends heavily on cast members delivering the experience Disney promises. Supporting the people responsible for delivering that experience ultimately helps protect the consumer experience itself. Our fourth recommendation focuses on making Disney vacations more customizable and flexible while continuing to use exclusive experiences to encourage repeat visitation. Disney already has a strong portfolio of seasonal events, limited time experiences, and special entertainment, so our recommendation is not simply to create more events. Instead, Disney should make it easier for consumers to personalize, finance, modify, and protect their vacation purchases. This connects directly to market segmentation and target marketing. Different Disney customers have different needs, budgets, schedules, and motivations. Families with young children may prioritize flexibility and predictable costs, while loyal Disney fans may place greater value on exclusive experiences. Disney can create more relevant offerings by developing packages around the needs of specific customer segments rather than assuming every visitor defines value the same way. This ties into the customer value equation. Flexible payment plans, customizable packages, easier modification, and accommodating cancellation policies may not change the core Disney product, but they can significantly reduce the financial uncertainty, planning effort, and perceived risk associated with purchasing an expensive vacation. That reduces hassle, which can increase customer value even without lowering the actual price. Exclusive experiences increase the other side of the equation by adding benefits. Together, customization and exclusivity allow Disney to work on both sides of customer value simultaneously, increase benefits while reducing hassle. The recommendation also supports relationship marketing because greater flexibility can build trust and make consumers more comfortable planning future Disney vacations. If customers believe Disney understands their needs and provides reasonable flexibility when circumstances change, that positive experience can contribute to satisfaction, repeat visitation, and long-term loyalty.
The magic of Disney has never been tied to a single park, movie, product, or platform. It comes from the company's ability to create meaningful connections with consumers and continually find new ways to deliver those experiences. COVID-19 tested that ability on an unprecedented scale. As consumer needs shifted towards safety, flexibility, convenience, and digital access, Disney adapted its marketing mix while maintaining the brand equity and emotional connections that have defined the company for generations. In doing so, Disney demonstrated a fundamental principle of marketing. Successful organizations understand their target markets, respond to changing consumer behavior, and continually find new ways to create customer value. That evolution continues today. Our recommendations build on Disney's existing strengths by creating new opportunities for engagement, strengthening customer and employee relationships, reducing consumer hassle, and using Disney's extraordinary portfolio to create value across an increasingly connected ecosystem. COVID-19 may have changed how consumers experience Disney, but it did not change what makes Disney successful. From Be Our Guest to today, the principle remains remarkably consistent. Understand the customer, adapt to their needs, and create an experience worth remembering.